Now the wind today is blowing anywhere between 8 miles per hour and about 20. And I had some gusts a little while ago that blew my gloves across the driveway. It kept blowing them. I'm thinking, aren't these gloves too heavy to be blown? But yeah, apparently they're not. Now we're on a weekday, but it's during lunch, so I may get a lot of cars on the road, and then maybe not. We'll just figure. I'm hoping that I can get back before 2 o'clock, but we'll see how the ride goes. Yeah, since Russ's ride is losing some weight and gaining on me, I decided to change my weight management slightly different. So I've been like 242, 243 for several months actually, about 5 months. And so I lost some weight there for my first year of riding my e-bike, but here the last 5 months or so, I have not been losing any weight. So I decided to change my eating habits slightly, so that I eat basically between 12 noon and 7 p.m. And then I try to eliminate snacks. Now I can't guarantee that I eliminated snacks because, part of the reason I got this large is because of snacks. But that's what I'm attempting to do. So we'll see if that helps any. I know cutting out one meal basically a day and not eating more at the other 2 meals by itself should help. But I've been doing it in about a week. Hasn't helped yet. Still 243. I don't seem to be able to, 242 and like 7/8 or something. But anyway, it's not getting to 240, which is where I'd like for it to get to. As a first step, it needs to get to 240. Then I need to work on, lower and lower. So anyway. Enough about me. Yeah, this extra wind is pretty rough. Fortunately, y'all can't hear the wind because of the coverage. Little dongle thing I have on my mic. It's supposed to cut out all the wind noise. And past experience, it shows me it does a very good job with that. Can't seem to get my mirror in the right spot. When I was getting out of my garage, I bumped it into the garage door and got it out of skelter, and now I'm having a tough time trying to get it back. It's a beautiful day as far as looks. As far as temperature, not so much. Now I don't mind 40-degree temperature if the wind's not blowing, but this wind has some pretty strong gust, and when it's gusting, it's cold. The 8 to 10 mile per hour wind, not really that bothersome. Of course, I could do without any wind, but we're not getting that today. All right, one side clear, the other side clear. See if I can get this mirror straightened up a little bit. I'm used to taking a sidewalk, but there's no cars coming, so I don't need to take the sidewalk. It's just that I'm just used to doing that. You notice those garbage cans there, they had put off the sidewalk for the most part. So that was nice. That's one of the things that I like about people, when they get my nemesis away from me. For some reason, people like putting garbage cans on sidewalks when there's a sidewalk. I'm not sure what causes them to do that. But it creates major troubles for bikers. Now, the last few days, I have been exercising on a tread stepper. Remember, I was having a tough time coming up with what its name was. That's not it either. It's tread climber. That's what it's called. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so it only took me like a week, but eventually I got to the name. So I've been working on it. Only do like 10 minutes on it. But today, when I woke up, my knee was hurting really badly. And I said, I probably have been overdoing it on that tread climber. So today I decided I better go on a bike, because the bike is easier on my knees. The bike actually does two things that's very helpful for my knees. One of the exercises that my physical therapist gets me is to hang my, is to sit on a massage table, which I have at my house, and hang my legs over it, and then move my feet back and forth so that they get motion in my knees, and that motion helps the knee, and it does help the knee. Running doesn't seem to help the knee. It always seems to be harmful for the knee. Well, I don't run, but walking on the tread climber is harmful to my knee. I start feeling good enough that I'm thinking that maybe I can handle the tread climber, but yeah, I can't. Even though it's only 10 minutes. So, but riding a bike gives me that motion in my knees that I need without the burden of trying to hold my body up. So it's my knees like riding a bike. They do not like the tread climber at all. So right now my two knees feel great. If I was walking on the tread climber, they'd probably, at least one of them would be feeling really, really bad. And maybe the other one too, but right now the right one is giving me the most trouble. Sometimes they both give me the same amount of trouble, but this morning the right one was the big culprit, very big culprit. It was hard to even walk. But not affecting my ability to ride. So I'm hoping to make it to the park, which puts me on St. Andrews Road a few times. And this is going to be one of the times. And this highway is a little dangerous for bikes, so I have to be careful not to get run over by some car. They'll come in little packs like this because of the light. And then I should get a clear period where I have a lot of time to get across, hopefully. Looks like after this car I do. And the other way is clear, so. Oh wait, it's not time. It's almost time. All right, let's see. I look the other way this time, and there's some cars coming. Drats. Timing on this is not working out for me. So it looks like I finally got this. Now what I plan to do is take the sidewalk down. Well, there's not that many cars coming, so let me just go ahead and take the speed up and take the main road. I can't go 40, but you know, I can go like 20. Yeah, I'm coasting down a pretty big hill, so yeah, I can go faster coasting down a hill than I can paddling, which is, you know, everybody's case. I like riding just right of center on the road if it's a busy road, because I want to try to claim the lane and have people pass me. There's a lane they can pass me in, so for the most part, this is not troubling for the cars. Some cars don't like switching lanes, so they're a little bit of a trouble, but for the most part, I should be in good shape. I do have some cars approaching me now, so I think I'll get up on the sidewalk as soon as I have an opportunity to get on the sidewalk. All right. Now this area here has been really bad lately due to them working on the railroad. Speaking of my nemesis, there he is, creating trouble. We'll go this way so that I can get around him. Heh, thought you had me, but no! Now I'm going to take off here and get off this road. We'll get back to this road in about a mile. But in the meantime, we'll ride these back roads. I'm a lot happier riding the back roads. Not that thrilled with the main roads. For the most part, you have to rely on the cars to not to run you over, and try to do things predictable by the cars. And I try to make sure I show up by having a flashing light in front and a flashing light in back and wearing a visible vest so that the chances of them missing me is lowered. Of course, if they're watching their phone and not watching where they're driving, that's not going to help much. But I do what I can do and then hope the cars do what they should do. One of the things that kind of intrigues me is trends in the e-bike industry. You know, since I'm a kind of an e-bike channel, I'm really more of a riding channel, but I'm riding an e-bike. So I still looking into these trends to see what's going on. One of the main trends are lightweight. So we're trying to get down to a more lightweight. I'll talk about this more later. I'm just trying to give you an overview or talk later. They're also looking at chainless e-bikes. That's interesting to me to see that trend coming on, that e-bikes are not even going to have a chain. There's a big trend towards getting cargo bikes and trikes, e-trikes. I've been interested in reviewing an e-trike, which I almost had, but yeah, failed due to lack of response on my part. But maybe I'll get another chance soon. Also, automotive companies are now entering the e-bike market, which is interesting. A company such as Porsche has entered the e-bike market. And trying to get to high performance mid drives and having them actually affordable. Aventon has moved in that direction. So I find all these trends interesting. I mainly want to focus on one of these trends, and that is weight. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. All right. Yeah, this isn't a very big park, but I like it. It has a lot of variety in it, and frequently, especially during the spring and fall, there's a lot of activities going on here. A lot of things happening. And for the most part, people are friendly. Usually as I go by this playground, there's usually kids out here on warmer days and non-school days who wave at me and run along beside my bike shouting at me. It's all very exciting. In any case, one of the things you'll end up noticing is that the future e-bike market is showing that the e-bike has the sustainability. And that's mainly due to its being more environmentally friendly than our current modes of transportation, it being energy efficient. It can reduce congestion and pollution, that it gives you actual health benefits, which Americans need drastically, some extra health benefits. You can use this in a lot of different ways. There's mountain e-bikes, there's commuting e-bikes, or cargo e-bikes. They're very, very versatile. And it's a very cost-effective method of transportation. But as I said, I could make this into a series and cover each of those things at some point in time. But today, I really want to focus on the lightweightness of e-bikes. And we'll have to wait until after I get to a safer area, maybe the park, before we talk about this. So let's wait until we get there. In the meantime, we can just enjoy the ride, which is good by itself if it wasn't for all these cars trying to run me over. This is a little weird. Kind of want to go there, but there's no room. So I guess we'll try down here. Hope it's a little bit better. A lot of traffic today. And the extra traffic makes it a little bit harder for my life. Okay, so here we are in a park, so we should be safer. They don't always open up the park when they're supposed to, but when they do, it's nice. It's a nice park. It closes at 6. It says opens at 8:30, but I've been here at 9 o'clock before and it hadn't been open, so you can't trust that. As you might be able to tell, I have a little bit of issue with the cold in that my nose wants to start running. So if you hear occasional sniffing, sniffling? Yeah, I guess sniffling is a word. That's the reason why. It's a little cold. My nose is going, I don't like this as much as I do the warm weather. I did a little bit of research. I know y'all find it surprising, but I actually did a little bit of research when I was trying to figure out if indeed e-bikes are getting lighter. Makes sense overall that it's potentially possible, but at the same time, people are wanting to go further and further on an e-bike. And if you're going to go further, that means you got to have a bigger battery, and bigger batteries mean heavier. So I was thinking, maybe I'll have to look into this and find out if indeed e-bikes are getting lighter. I know the trend is lighter, and there are some much lighter bikes out there, getting closer to just a regular bicycle you would buy at Walmart. Not specialty bicycles, but just a regular 10-speed you'd get at Walmart. How heavy they are, being made out of steel, versus e-bikes today and the way they're making them. So I looked it up to find out if my feelings on this turned out to be accurate or not. We'll see how much of this information I can remember to share. Obviously, I can't remember everything, so we'll cover some of it. As far back as I can remember, I can actually remember attaching something on the front of my bike. Had a little bitty motor on it, and you put it on your front wheel, and then you had something on your handlebars that you would push, turn on, and then it would rotate and would help assist you in riding your bike. Now, you still just had a regular bike, and this little motor trolled around. It weighed about a pound or two. It didn't weigh much. It didn't give you much power, but it projected itself off of using the wheel to turn the bicycle. And as a kid, probably 8, 9 years old, a long time ago, they had this. So technically that could have been an e-bike classifications. Now, in order to stop, you had to remember to turn it off and then hit your brakes. Otherwise, you were braking against it trying to move you forward. And it wasn't very variable. Variability wasn't a big thing. It just helped you. And I found it fun because I could coast. At the time, I lived in Slidell, Louisiana. And it was mostly flat, or pretty flat area. So I could basically just coast, and it could pull me along fast enough where I felt special. Like I was flying. Even though I wasn't flying, I was sitting back. But I could pretend like I was. I also pretended like I had a motorcycle. So, motorcycle driving along at like a big 12 miles per hour. But still, I didn't have to pedal up the hill. And even though the hills were really, really tiny, you could still tell that it was a hill if you were on a bicycle. You probably couldn't tell if you was on a car. But on a bicycle, you could tell. And you could also tell headwinds. Headwinds were a danger to my 8-year-old self trying to get back home. So this little invention was handy for that. So that was my first e-bike. We won't really call that much of an e-bike though, but still existed. It didn't add much weight at all to a bike, but it did make it heavier, about a pound heavier. So heavier is heavier. So in the late 1990s, 2000 range, e-bikes were getting on the scene. They were cumbersome. There wasn't the batteries were not very efficient or lightweight. So it was hard to get an e-bike back then that weighed less than 50 pounds. So they also built, the frames back then were more robust and heavier because they were trying to figure out how to handle the extra stress of the motor and the weight. So they became a lot heavier. As the lithium-ion batteries began to replace the lead-acid batteries, the average weight of e-bikes started decreasing. So you're looking at going into 2010s. The lithium-ion batteries offered a higher energy density, meaning that you could store more energy per weight than what the lead-acid batteries could do. During this time, the e-bikes commonly weighed between 40 and 50 pounds. Still heavy. Not as heavy, but still heavy. And these are the ones that you're looking like a commuter type e-bike. They weren't really mountain type e-bikes at the point in time. In the late 2010s, technological advancements in both batteries and the motor continue to reduce the weights of e-bikes. The introduction of mid-drive motors happened around that time, which are more efficient than the hub motors. And that helped a little bit more into the weight reductions. So it wasn't uncommon to find a bike weighing as low as 35 pounds, but mainly between 35 and 45. Now that we're in the 2020s, people are still trying to gear towards lighter and lighter e-bikes. I watched a video of light e-bikes in preparation for this, in which there were e-bikes less than 35 pounds. Imagine e-bikes less than 35 pounds. E-bikes you can pick up easily and walk up a series of steps. Right now, every time my heavy e-bike, because I'm carrying all the stuff on my e-bike, plus all the stuff, my extra battery and everything else, my e-bike weighs about 110 pounds. So picking it up and walking up a set of stairs is not something I can do. So a set of stairs, especially if it turns like a circular stairway, is not something that I do on my e-bike because I just can't. I can't pick it up and carry it up it, and so I just turn around and go back the way I came when I run across something like that. But there are lightweight e-bikes. In fact, one of the e-bikes that I'm going to get to review in a month is about 35 pounds. It's a commuter e-bike, and so I'm looking forward to doing one of my tests is carrying up one of those steps that I cannot go up right now with my really heavy e-bike. So I look forward to that. It's not going to be a mountain bike, though. It will be a commuter bike. It's going to have a much thinner tire, like an inch and a half tire, which will, when you get a mountain bike, it's harder to get a mountain bike lighter because it's built for strength. And that strength is heavy. They are coming out with some lighter weight. They're not going to be 30 pounds like the commuter e-bike can become, but they're coming out with lighter weight mountain e-bikes. I saw a video of, it was in Europe, but it was a mountain e-bike that was like 35 pounds. And it didn't even look that much like a mountain e-bike, actually. They are much like an e-bike. Definitely not like a mountain e-bike like I'm riding. Mine looks huge. A little bit scary to some people when they look around and see me because I got all these things on my bike. So there's going to be a trend with these e-bikes, the mountain e-bikes, to get them lighter and lighter. There's one now. Let's see if I can think of the name. I believe Specialized has one. Trek and Canyon. They are all having ones that are currently in the 38-pound category. I would expect that before the end of the year of 2024, we'll see some 35-pound e-bikes from these companies, or maybe some other ones. They'll be on the lighter, higher end model where they'll be using lighter weight material for the frame. Fiber frames are things that are coming, and then integrating parts so that they get to overall lighter weight. Batteries are getting lighter. Everything's happening about it. 35-pound e-bike I can pick up and do things with. So I think this is a good trend. It's a little iffy for me about how good it's going to be for a mountain e-bike. A community e-bike at 35 pounds I can understand. But, just the tires on a mountain bike weigh a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes out. Maybe I'll end up doing a video in like October or so where we find out how close to prediction I am with the number of e-bikes, I need to clarify that, mountain e-bikes that are going to be around the 35-pound market, that are in the mainstream, that are going to be less than $2,500 and weigh 35 pounds or less. That'll be interesting to see how many there are. I'm betting there are going to be some brands out there that's able to do that. It wouldn't overly surprise me if Aventon turned out to be one of them, because they're usually leading in the trends. So I would expect something good out of them this year, later part of this year. Hey, maybe they'll let me review that bike. Okay, if y'all listening, Aventon, send me a bike. Later in the year, that's 35 pounds. A mountain e-bike, that is, not just a regular e-bike, because they do have regular e-bikes that are 35 pounds. Yeah, it's pretty peaceful. Hey, some brave people walk down that way. I don't think I'd do that. All right, very nice area. Come here and go fishing one day. Well, getting off my e-bike talk and just enjoying the scenery, this whole area here that I'm on right now is new. You can see how white the concrete is. Yeah, they were just finishing. Remember last year when I came along here, this wasn't here. They were building it and had been building it, seemed like for a couple of years at the time. And they were beginning to finishing some of the touches on it, but they had like barriers up saying you couldn't come this way. And so now the barriers are down. And I'm not sure if this connects all the way back to the beginning where I came in. Oh, look, somebody else on an e-bike. Yeah, another e-biker. Woohoo! So, yeah, she looks like she was having fun. So yeah, and this has a lot of turnoffs to the right where you can go out to uh, the river. So I really like this. Now that I know about this place, I believe I will be heading out here. Oh, I might should have taken that turn. Looks like it just circles around, but that would have been fun. Yeah, I have to look at it later maybe. But you got that contributing to this road, all these little turnoffs. So that took a lot of doing. So this probably cost millions to do. Probably part of my tax dollars going to work here, which I like it. This is good tax dollars being spent. So I'll take one of these little side roads here that looks like they just go out into the middle of the woods and see where they actually go. But I'm a little afraid I'll get lost out there. But I can always turn around and come back. But this looks good. So, yeah, this will be another reason to come out here because this is a nice trail. There's been very few people that we've passed so far. So it's probably not, well, it's cold today too. So that might be part of the reason why we didn't pass too many people. Another outlet to the river. And sitting there reading a book in this temperature would be nice. I would really like that. Peaceful surroundings, looking at the water as you read a book, or maybe listen to some music, maybe do some meditation. All those things would be fun. So, yeah, and this will be a trip that I'll make a few times without cameras being on, just so I can enjoy and relax. You know, that's one of the benefits of an e-bike is being able to get outdoors and be able to move around and have a little bit of freedom. Now, these people that are able to walk, like the person we're coming up to, they're pretty cool because they're able to walk this area. I would not be able to walk this area. I would be having to call for help. Mike could make a quarter of a mile, but after that, I wouldn't be going anywhere. So, being on this bike is giving me an advantage that I wouldn't have any other way. So I'm envious of these people that can still walk. It's different things that you get envious of. But I have the e-bike, so at least I can get around. So I'm happy for that. And today's a good day. You look how beautiful the sky is. I mean, it's a little cold, but it's getting warmer. We may be up to 50. Well, maybe not, but we're warmer. Here's another road. Probably should take this one. It looks wide enough. All right. Yeah. It's a little narrower, and the woods are a little bit closer in on me, but it seems pretty steady so far. Probably won't go that far, so we'll see if it makes me turn around here in a minute. Probably it will. Well, not here, though. It looks like it was turn around here, but they extended it. So let's see if it just extends it to another turnaround spot, or do we actually get something? You can see the river on my right there. So we're driving through the woods and have the river on our right. So I like that. And already we have patches where it looks like they fixed the concrete already. Wow. That's surprising. They must have done a terrible job the first time for it to be washed away already, or needing repair. All right, let's see. What does this do? Oh, there's a bridge. I'm learning about this same way y'all are. Being surprised as I go along. So we got a change in the road conditions now. It went from concrete to pave. So that means different funding, I guess. Different periods of time. Wait, that place down on the right there, I recognize. There was a golf thing through these areas. Frisbee golf. This may be a dead end. Seemed like I remember this from a year ago. Yeah, there's another Frisbee golf thing. You know, this Frisbee golf course is really big. It must be, if you're walking it, you must be walking like 2 or 3 miles. That's pretty big. The Frisbee golf courses I played at was back when I was in college, and they were not this big. Might have been fun to have one this big, but... Oh, okay, here we go. We got another little crossing of a road. Yeah, I recognize the spot on the right down there. And... another Frisbee thing, so... yeah, they're still going. I find this intriguing. I don't know if any of the rest of y'all do. You know, hopefully if I... oh, it's another Frisbee spot right there. You saw the flag, and then you saw the new launch spot for the Frisbee right there on the other side of the road. So this is beginning to look like the end. I think I was here a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. Yeah, none of these, I can't pass through here. This is just the end. Yeah, I'll have to turn around and go back to that road. Now, I think that road is the road that I came in on a long time ago, just trying to find out where it would go. And that's when I originally found all the Frisbee golf sections. So I think that I'll be able to... they cut down that tree just recently. So I think if we get back to that road, it will... I'll be able to turn right on it and get back out of here, leave the park area, and be able to start heading back home. Or at least that's my thought process at the moment. You know, one of the things, if they ever get the mountain e-bikes down to 35 miles per hour, 35 pounds, getting yourself out of some trouble. One of the things that I've had on some e-bike trips I've taken is falling logs in the way. And so you have to pick your e-bike and pull it over that. And right now I'm picking 100 pounds e-bike over there is very difficult for me. I can do it. It's like one wheel at a time, and I can eventually get over the log. But imagine it's 35 pounds. Yeah, that would be so nice. So I just hope that will be something in our future. Maybe the next bike I own. Well, unless I get a review bike, then I guess I can't own that bike. But maybe the next bike I buy will be 35 pound or less mountain e-bike. Yep, so here's the entrance, yeah. So this ends right where I thought it probably would come out at. So there you go on the left, you got the kids park with all the play stuff that they have to do, even water park. There's water in there. And straight ahead's way back out of here. So yeah, that was interesting. For those in this area, now know that is open, and you can do that now. Last time I was here, you could not do that. There wasn't a way through there. But it's now since been opened. And it's very nice. Very nice indeed. So anyway, this is probably a good time to end. I'm just going to be heading back home. So, good time as any to end this. And I'll talk to y'all later. If I probably won't be able to do any videos in the next 6 to 8 weeks because I'll be in the hospital and then in recovery. So until that period of time, until I get over that again, I won't be able to do any e-bike stuff. But I'll get back to it eventually. So in the meantime, if you like this content and you want to hear me when I get back, subscribe, maybe notify so you can actually know when I get back. And until then, I hope you all have some good e-bike days, because there's a lot of fun out here. You just got to get out here and do it. Bye.